Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. This is Yao Lawrence Cunningham Bay, and I'm here to talk to you in reference to retirement. I retired approximately 2 years ago, August 1st, 1920. No, 2020, just after the pandemic. I worked for a local government, and during the pandemic, they had a buyout, which I took. I was 61 years old, and it was the best thing I could have done. I'm going to give you some pointers of during retirement what you should be doing. And if you have any questions, just feel free to leave your comments below. So when I left August 1st, 2020, I had nothing set up as far as work is concerned, but I did have a pension. After working for that government for over 25 years, I had saved up some money. I was falling short, though, on my Social Security, which would kick in January or February of 2021 as I turned 62. Being that as it may, I took a part-time job working for the health department remotely, being a counselor for COVID-19. I forgot what they called them exactly, but I did that for approximately 4 to 5 months, and that supplemented my pension for that period of time. And when my pension kicked in, I stopped working altogether. Um, do not wait for retirement, people. Do not wait for retirement. If you're going to retire at 55, I suggest that you do, because ageism is a real thing. As you get older, as you turn to your 50s and 60s, and for some of you who are working up until close to 70, you will be challenged. You will be there'll be micro aggressions towards you being in your 50s, 60s, and 70s. So my suggestion to you, if you are in some place in a company or in a government where you can work for 25 years and leave at 55, do so. Because now New York State, they have tiers 5 and 6. And now you have to work until you're 62, 30 years and 62. It used to be 30 and 55. And sometimes they'll have a buyout and they'll say, at 25 years and 50 years of age, you can leave without a penalty. But that is changing now. I mean, they're penalizing people just to even because they're even thinking about retirement. So it's getting rough out here. It's getting rough out here. But needless to say, I left. I had a transition in life, and now I'm single. My kids are grown, and it's beautiful. I'm living in a new state, part time, and you go where your money will last the longest. Try to pick out a state that has no state taxes on your pension and or your Social Security. I know New York State does not do that, and I know Virginia does not do that, but there's other states also that do not charge state tax. When you do decide to retire, you make sure that they take out 10% of your pension or Social Security, so you will not be hit as hard when when tax time comes around, because they will tax you. Trust me. And just remember that when you retire early and collect your Social Security at 62, you can work. And usually you can work for the same amount of money that you bring in from Social Security. Let's say your Social Security is $20,000 a year. You're allowed to work for $20,000. So that would give you $40,000. And if you have a pension of $20,000, that means you'll be getting $60,000 per year. In some instances, if you don't have a change that. If you don't have any medical or dental, there are part-time jobs out here that will do so. I mean, Look at Starbucks. Look at Trader Joe's. Look at Whole Foods. They have a good program there, and you work part time, 15 to 20 hours a week, if I'm not mistaken, and you will get some sort of medical. So it can be done. Just make sure that you plot and plan. And I've been plotting and planning for a long time. I also have it was good to have a supplement retirement fund, also like a 401k or a 457 that New York State had. So you sock away money also with that. Now, when you do retire and that day comes and you have nothing to do, you should be working on yourself. Make sure you have a hobby. You see back here, music is my hobby. I play bass. I listen to music all day. I started a small radio station, internet, and right now it's it's on automation. So eventually I will start doing live shows, but right now it's on automation. So that gives me something to do. And playing bass. Also, make sure that you have other hobbies. Like I like to cook. I like to travel. Please do so because your time is limited. After you have approximately, I say 62 to approximately 75. That's 13 good years, providing that a Mack truck doesn't come and clip you. So you have 13 years. After 75, it's gravy. Make sure that you stay in the gym. I have a gym membership at a gym, and I'm in there at least 3 times a week. Also, do yoga and Tai Chi. Do anything that'll keep you moving. You have to do that because once you get in your 70s, you start to slow down even more and more and more. But yoga, stretching, Pilates, anything of that nature, Tai Chi, any martial art, weightlifting will be good. I mean, you got to do that. You have to stay active. Like I said, I play bass. That helps my mind. When my mother was passing, she had Alzheimer's and she finally expired. I took up the bass. She passed in 2012. And I started playing the bass October 2011. And it was one of the best things I could have done because it was like a spiritual reckoning for me. It was great. It was great. But like I said, make sure you have a plan. Try to sock away some money during your working experiences. Like I started my 457K when I was in my 40s. And right now, that may purchase me another property. If you have, how should I say, other monies. Let's say you have a parent or parents that had a home, and it's fully paid for. I suggest that you either move into that home and don't have to worry about anything but the taxes, or you sell that home and get you something else. That jump started me to having this particular property here, and then and keeping my property in New York also. So I have 2 properties now. Never thought I would have that in life, but if you work toward it, you can get that. Make sure you downsize on anything. Like I had SUVs and what have you. Downsize. I got a Mini Cooper now. You don't need anything anything that's going to suck gas. If you can afford it, get yourself an electric vehicle. It would be nice, but the Mini Cooper that I have now, it's excellent. It carries me. I'm a Mini Cooper Countryman. That's what I have. So downsize, especially if you have a big house and all your kids are grown and what have you. You don't need that house anymore. It's just added expenses that you don't need. That's why if you have parents that have aged out or they passed on. You make sure that you move into that house, or you sell that house and have that extra cash to buy something smaller, and then sell your house too. If you can afford to keep them, you keep them. But if not, then it's a different story. But I plan to, work part time, And at 65, you can work full time with no penalty whatsoever. Social Security will take $1 for every $2 that you make over the penalty. Let's say, like I said, $20,000. So if you make 22,000, that 2,000 you have to give back $1 for every $2. I'm not going to do the math right now, but you know what I'm talking about. So that's what I've done. That's what I'm doing. I love to eat, so I go to restaurants. I'm experiencing this whole area. I'm by the beach. I love it, and that's what you need to do. Just retire, have fun, work out. Make sure you stay in contact with building friends, family, and what have you, because this is your time. This is your time to shine. Everybody's grown, and you just need to move on and just grow spiritually, mentally, physically. It'll do you some justice. I hope this came out right. Anyway, this is Brother from the Third Stone, Yao Cunningham Bay speaking. And until next time, talk to you soon. Peace.